Applying the low arousal approach to children and young people is such a broad field. We, for example, work in schools, supporting staff around crisis management training, applying the low arousal approach where there's a real issue around, for example, teachers having the demand and added pressure that they're there partly to help those children learn. At the same time, we're often paradoxically talking to individuals about reducing demands in a crisis. So in a classroom setting, that can be quite paradoxical. I should also point out that we don't just work with a narrow focus of children with disabilities and or autism. Our approaches apply right across the field in that area. We also work with individuals who have had some kind of emotional damage in their life, and that can range from individuals who self-harm through to people who are quite physically quite challenging to quite serious offending behaviours. So we apply the same principles of the low arousal approach to those children, young people. Particularly key to that is understanding a core feature to a lot of the behaviours we see, which is understanding trauma. So we take a trauma-informed approach to supporting those young individuals. That also applies to what we teach people in crisis. We never raise our voice to children, young people in crisis. We are very careful about touching the individual in any way, and we certainly prescribe teaching what was referred to colloquially by a colleague of mine as high tariff holds. Working with children, I have never taught hold downs, restraint in any context, in any setting, and neither have my colleagues. And in 2016, we're not going to start now. We believe it's really important that we support the vulnerable in terms of crisis. It was said to me by a colleague many years ago that the acid test of how you value someone is how you deal with them when they're shouting and quite challenging. I think that's as true today as it was 20 years ago.